Good morning, brothers and sisters. It's evening here. I'd like to welcome all back to Rooted in Hebrew. Just getting in from running some errands. And I also spoke with a brother in Zanzibar. We was talking last night as to some things that needs to get done. And he put me up on places where they bought tools and things of that nature. So and at the same time, I'd like to thank you, brothers and sisters, for the donation. But trust and believe. When you see me see these pods that are being purchased, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. Tools, same thing. This is not no that somebody is going to live off of that. No, you got to do we individual. I don't care who it is. You always got to strive to do better and live better. And don't get me wrong, we fall, we fall at times. We do. Um, and a lot of brothers and sisters I do know of and seen needed that boost, or they needed that help to get them moving again. It's just like a motor about to stall, and you know that it's about to crank, poop on you. So you give it gas, to like give it that energy, and that's what some of us need at times. We need that. Um, how you doing, sister? Let me ask you something, sis. Do this. I got a new mic system because my laptop mic it's so shot it ain't even funny. Do this sound? Is it too loud or what? And so I'm waiting on the sister to reply. Um, all righty. Well, other than that, I'm gonna just take it for granted that there things are working. Um, you still gotta, you, we still have this little conflict, and I call it little because truthfully, I call it more so of a distraction. That's what I call it. Oh, it's good. Thanks a lot, sis. I call it more of a distraction than anything, and just want to try to press on and move on, and not stay with this because we know where we are about to go into go through, and that is um, this Exodus. And we're just not talking about this haphazardly. No, we're basing everything that's on the scriptures in the scriptures that concerns us and what we should be doing in like manner rather. But you would think that when you're starting to see these things, as Yahusha said, when you start seeing these things, know that your deliverance is near. That's the ticket. But then when you see these things happening, then you would you and or in my mind, you would think that individuals would be on the up and up. That's what's in my mind. And that's not always the case. I hate to call judgment out on people. I heard brothers and sisters say, well, if my family member don't get it together, the Most High is going to destroy them. Well, I still hold that. I leave that to the Most High. The Most High know exactly what His people uh, went through. He knows these things. He and the scriptures also states that He has spoiled His people. So there is a measure of forgiveness that the Most High is putting in place for His people. He knows the position that not Him, our forefathers, put us in. They called His hand. That's what they did. Our forefathers, they called the Most High's hand. They called it. They kept calling, they kept poking with them and doing this and doing that. And then getting in captivity, they pray, beg, repent, come out of it. A few years later, they right back in the same old thing. They was in and out, in and out, in and out with the Most High. And now, we being that generation of the end of that 400 years, he said that we will come to appreciate that. So with that, look at the world. The world is in a judgment state, and let's not get this misunderstood. So are we. Now, 501c3 or 3C or whatever it is, that's been getting a lot of traction lately, and a lot of people calling it out. Yeah, if you are a Jehovah's Witness and you on this channel, Jehovah's Witnesses have a 503c. Do your research and find out what that 501c consists of. What is it they can and cannot say? And they proudly hold that 501c. A lot of churches do it. Well, the benefit of taxes. But then when I said all money is not good money, it's not. It's not. So now, the Most High said, and to which we all know that scripturally based, this system will be judged. That 501c is part of this system. It's going to be judged. And for any brother or any organization that rolls with that, you got yourself up under judgment. Now, there's a time where you will have to make a stand as to where you want to stand. Are you going to stand with the Most High, or are you going to stand with the world? You can't have both. That's one thing we do know. You cannot have both. And unfortunately, a lot of our brothers and sisters, I can't say a lot, some of our brothers and sisters have this, we still have a desire for a Babylon, but we want the best for us, but we still want to live in a wicked world. Well, not necessarily a wicked world. We want to be blessed and at the same time have what this system offers. But we can't have that. We can't have either. You go to choose the Most High, and if you don't choose him, you already made a choice. Working. So gonna be listening and popping in. Okay, all right, sis. I got you. And you be safe out there working now, sis. Brother Kenneth. I'm sorry. How you doing, bro? But like I was saying, any organization that has that, this is the time to do some soul searching. Now, September 17th, I had a dream and I relayed it to the board. That's when I'm with the board. And I relayed that to the board. And they all agreed that that was prophetic. Now, that understanding is a lot more clearer than it was back then. And just to recap, so I can explain it, I'm just going to recap it, and then I'm going to come back and explain it. This is the reason I'm to show you there is a judgment that's about to happen in the next few months. It's going to happen. And we're seeing it. So, shalom, sis. How you doing? Sister Amanda. Um, I was in this warehouse. It was an extremely large warehouse, but empty. There was nothing in this warehouse except for shelving. You know, like the shelves that you see in a regular warehouse. Home Depot, like those shelves. But it was empty. And all the shelves was on the wall. There was nothing in the middle of the floor, nothing. But as I was walking in, I noticed there was a shop vac, a very nice shop vac. It was real nice, real nice. And it was still on the shipping crate, and it was strapped off. But you know, it wasn't a real big one because I seen myself carrying it. I was carrying it. But what? And so I'm carrying it. I took it to the man that appeared to be controlling the warehouse, and I asked him, "Say, what do you want me to put this shop vac?" Because truthfully, I was looking around. I'm like, they don't need this. I mean, what do they got in this warehouse? Because I was like, I want the shop vac. But he said, put it on the shelf. We may have to destroy it later. This is what he told. This is what he told me. So me, I walked over, put it on the shelf, and I walked back over to the man. And he said, Mike, I need for you to do something for me. He called my name like he knew me. And I said, okay. So he said, I need you to take this white glove and lace it over this man's back. I didn't argue with him. I didn't give him. I went and did exactly what he asked me to do. That's what I did. So as I'm lacing this glove, it's a left-handed glove that I laced on this man's back on the left side of his back, a little bit below his neck. So I'm lacing, and the way the stitches and everything was laying, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Because I knew I did not lace that lace, but the way that lace laid down, when people was not worried about this being laced on this man's back, it was how the laces was laying down, and everybody was saying, ooh, ah, yeah. The lace was immaculate. I'm telling you. You know it had to be somebody else that was doing it. Because I was blown. I was absolutely shocked. So the guy said to me, and when I got finished, he said, oh man, Mike, very good. Very good. So I stands up to look at the whole picture of this glove, laced on this man's back. And I said, got 6 fingers. I said, I need to cut one of them off, but I never did. I never cut neither. I didn't cut nothing off. I didn't cut nothing off. So he said, all right, Mike, that's very good. So these people, they was following me to the next project. He said, Mike, I got this pole, I got these 2 sticks, wooden sticks, and there's some material. I need for you to put it together. He did not tell me how to put it together. So I ran the material through the pipe. Then when it came out the other side, then I took it and I came on let me see how can I say, it came over the pipe, and then when I came out to the other end, that was an equal amount of material on both sides. So what I did, I was I was folding and not lacing, folding the material to lay down on this pipe. And I'm like, this is just amazing. I was not saying, man, you doing good. I knew it was somebody else. It wasn't me, but I was doing the work. So I'm looking at it, I said, look at these creases. The people was looking at this and it was like, oh wow. I mean, everybody was like they seen something supernatural. Period. That's the best way I can explain it. They knew they seen something supernatural, but it amazed me and them. So so I got the two sticks, came in on each side, 4 inches, connected it to the pipe, stood it up, as if this needs to go over a window. That's how I viewed it. So the guy said, Mike, that is nice. That is very nice. So as I'm walking away from it, I turned back around and I said, this looked familiar. I've seen this before. And I could not get it out of my head that I've seen this before. So this ish man came up to me and he said, hey Mike, I need for you to do something for me. He called my name like he know me. Because I didn't know him. Anyway, I said, okay, what you got? He said, I need for you to build this sofa for me. So we walking through this warehouse, trying to get to the spot where his material is supposed to be, where I'm going to put this, build this sofa rather. And so on our way, he kept talking about um, his family and things of that nature, his wife, all that. And I said, okay. And and then he said, I'm Ish. And so I like, no, you're not. I said, I'm Yahudim. You're not. And I was adamant about it till I got into the scriptures. I went into the scriptures on him, and I went into reality on him according to scriptures. So he gets upset. And at this time, his no, I'm sorry. Before he walked up, he just opened up his wallet and started showing me the pictures of his family. And so I seen the man that could be like his father, and I seen another man. So I said, "Where's your wife?" He said, "That's my wife." I said, "Oh, so you married to a man?" He said, "No, that's my wife." I said, "All right, but this is a man." He said, "That's my wife. I left it alone. I left it alone." So okay. So now we went back to talking about who were the people of the book. So his wife, who is a man that I'm seeing, said, "No, we're this, we're that," and so on. So I said, "No, from a scriptural standpoint, you're not." I went into Deuteronomy and things, and then I talked about history. So now, this man's wife, who was a man, um, started to sit there and he started to take this in. He started to take this very seriously. He said, okay. It was like truth was getting in on this man. But now, um, as we was walking towards his husband, he was over there trying to wake his father up. Father had a habit of fainting. And so I said, leave him alone. In 5 minutes, he's going to get up. But in 2 months, he's going to be dead. They left him alone. 5 minutes later, he gets up. He gets up, moving around and things. So at this time, now I done made it to the sofa. I made it to the sofa. But I noticed one thing about this. It was a little bit different. I'm looking at this sofa. I'm building this sofa, but I'm not touching it. I'm building the sofa, but I'm not touching it. So I'm going on and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And then the guy says, time. But I kept working on the sofa. Although I was not touching anything, I kept on doing something with that sofa. He said, Mike, you can't touch it no more. I was like, what? He said, you're out of time. I said, when was I up on the time clock? Because no one never said anything about a time clock. No one. So I step up, I step back, and I walked in front of the sofa. Had a little attitude about myself because I'm like, I wasn't even finished. But good night. That sofa was immaculate. And you know for a fact, I mean, the way the sofa looked, champagne color, wood trimming, solid wood trimming from the front on both sides to the back. It was, I mean, you know for a fact that if you had that sofa, nobody was not going to sit on that sofa. That's how good it looked. Like it just needed to be sitting there. You just enjoy looking at it. That's how wonderful the piece of material, the sofa looked. So, but I'm walking in front of it. And although, like I said, it was immaculate, I walked in front of it and I said, be transformed. That sofa transformed in front of everybody. Everybody. I was not shocked. I was not shocked. It transformed into a piece of wood. I cannot tell you what it was, but it was immaculate. The way, it just transformed into some wood, a piece of wood, and I was just shocked. And the guy I was doing the work for, the Jewish guy, the issue guy, he was like, "Wow, that's amazing, Mike." And everybody in the room was just clapping and everything. And all of a sudden, I'm in my childhood um, project. So it's called, and it's the name of the project that I was born in. It's called St. John's. That's the name of the project that I used to live in as a child. I was there, right in front of the building where I grew up at. So I started looking around and seeing things, that I remember as a child, and I started kind of shedding tears. I mean, not something I was saddened and things of that nature, just, my childhood life. That's all it was. And I'm looking around, I'm like, wow, this is something else. Then my mother, she comes up and she says, Michael Ray, I took my car to the dealer and they tell me in 90 days, my car is not going to be running no more. I got to get another car. And so I'm saying to my mom, like, huh? And she said it again. I went to the car dealer, had my car checked out. They told me in 90 days, my car would not be running. I got to get another car. And I'm like, huh. Now I'm kind of pondering over that. But I look to my left and I seen a buggy, shopping buggy. And it was the same type of shopping buggy when I was a child. And so I went over to it, got it, took it to my mother. She gets the buggy and she tried to move the buggy over some rocks when she had a difficult time. So I walks in front of the buggy, grab and take my fingers and go into the buggy like like we do, and you lift it up, and I walk forward just that we can get into this store that was in the basement of this building that I lived in, but there was never no store when I was a child there, and I don't know why the store popped up, but I did that, lifted up, and moved forward. After that, my clock went off. I got up. I did not go back to sleep. I did not. I did not go back to sleep. Mm-mm. But all the images in that dream, I knew exactly which one I needed to go to. So I kid you not. I shared this with the board, especially with Sister Shar, Brother Red, more so those two. And then but other on QTUA's channel, they asked me to, to explain it again. So I went on explaining everybody. One thing I would say for the majority of the brothers and sisters, they knew that that white glove stood for judgment. That's one thing they did know. They knew it represented judgment. The only thing about it is this: we tend to think all judgment is going to be upon Babylon. There's some judgment that's going to fall upon us if we do not make the right decision. And that's one thing we will have to start giving an account to. Yes, there's a lot of things we used to in Babylon. But when the Most High said, I'm going to destroy this nation, how they treated my people, when he said destroy the nation, he means the nation, any and everything. When those Israelites came up against Moses, Korah, Dathan, Abiram, the Most High said, tell the camp not to touch nothing of theirs and to separate themselves from them. What did he do? Open up the earth, suck them all. They all fell into the earth. Their privilege of breathing was taken away. See, that privilege of breathing, they took it for granted. But the Most High showed his hand. He showed his hand. So why is it that we think that that we cannot fall upon this type of judgment? And I seriously believe some of that dream represent QTUA. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why I say that. And some of it. I'm not wishing no death on nobody. Because in the dream, the guy told me to put the vacuum cleaner back on not back on it, but on the shelf. Because he said we may have to destroy it. Although I did not leave a mess doing what I was doing. When I put the lacing the glove on the man's back, putting the piping and the two sticks together, the sofa, I did not leave a mess. But it was a lot of people in there though. So now, I said in 5 minutes that man was going to get up. He was going to get up. That image of the two sticks, the piping, I went and I found it. I seen what it means. It means separation. Set apart, separated. Brothers and sisters, I'm telling you, this is just me. When I told them to leave that man alone, in 5 minutes he's going to get up. In 2 months he's going to be dead. And just before I did all that, that's when I had the two sticks, the piping, and everything, set it up. That's simple. Chet, C-H-E-T, or Chet, C-H-E-T. And you walk and look it up when it comes to Hebrew symbols. You go see what it means. It means separation. And right after I did that, I went over to the ish guy. We was having a conversation and things. Like I said, in 5 minutes he's going to get up. 2 months he's going to be dead. In 5 days they got rid of me from QTUA. It started that Sunday and they officially made it known that Thursday. But they separated me from that on Tuesday. That's when I found out, without me being there. But then they want to do an official letter. Oh, they did that on the Thursday. Oh, no, 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 no. Hold on. I can do it this way. No, we had the argument, I'm sorry, on the 6th of October. The 6th of October. One, two. Yep. And on the 10th, that Thursday, is when they officially um, separated themselves from me. That portion has something to do with Q2A and that 501(c)(3) in this talk of neo-diplomacy. They got some part of it, but it seems like there's a measure of repentance that is opening up. Because like the guy said, we might have to destroy this vacuum cleaner. And that's used to clean up stuff behind work that you've done. So looking at it and some of their actions and what they was talking about trying to destroy me, I wouldn't never imagine to hear that from my brothers. But truthfully, we may hear a little bit more from a lot of brothers and sisters that may go sideways. Hold on. Hold on just for a moment. Yes. Let me see. Hold on just for a moment. Hold on for just for a moment. Let me tell you the truth. I'm sorry about that. So, and this is not necessarily for QTUA. This is for anyone that has any affiliation when it comes to a direct conflict with the Most High. He said he's going to judge this nation. Now, whether we want to believe that or not, teach his own. But the scripture says exactly what he said he's going to do. And we all know that he is not a person who can lie. Just because it's a 501(c)(3), you have some tax benefits and things of that nature. But when you're talking about dictating what you can say about your faith, it's already that's already it has made itself in opposition to the Most High, and it's part of this system that came from man or Satan, for that matter. But this judgment, we are literally seeing judgment. How many hurricanes hit Florida? 2, 3? I think 3. No, I think 2. And there was 2 major hurricanes. Now, the difference, I will say now, when there was what was that hurricane in Louisiana, Katrina. I said this about a month ago. Well, maybe a couple of weeks ago. Not totally a month. They didn't show everything in Florida. To the they show you a house torn up or whatever the situation. They ain't show no. They didn't show no bodies. They didn't show no bodies. Mm. But Katrina, all they showed was bodies. They showed us on top of roofs asking for help. How people standing up there burning up in that heat on top of houses in that contaminated water. Bodies floating around. But this is how they do Israel, though. Now. This is how they do Israel. So all of this is accumulation that the Most High is looking at and he's paying attention to it. Excuse me. He's paying attention to it. Now, we are at this time, truthfully, I'm not the only one that's talking about a 501c or C3 or 3C. You got other brothers out here talking about it now. Why is it that? Ask yourself that question. Could it be that the Most High is putting it into his people to let his people know, separate yourselves from that because I'm about to do something. I'm about to do something. When you got 6 fingers of a glove, that is absolutely imperfect. Absolutely imperfect. On the left-hand side of somebody's body. Did not Yahusha say, and you on his left side, be cast into, get away from him, because the fact that you did not look after his people, you did not look after him. They went off into destruction. Did he not say that? Brothers and sisters, this is just my encouragement. And I'm not here to browbeat no one. And I'm not here to see cast no death on no one. That is not my stance or doing to say anything about anyone. Mm-mm. But we all can warn. We can warn. We can warn. That's one thing we can do. And if the Most High put it in you individually to say this or say that, so be it. You say it, move on about your business. It's been said. And now we're seeing the results of an organization and things, and it doesn't look spiritually correct. It does not. Now it's starting to show itself. Yesterday, yes, I broke that email down. I did. I broke it down to the simplest form and how it was manipulating words and giving off a pretense of what this is about, what their decision was about. Brothers, sisters, we're seeing what's on the horizon. That's one thing we do see. We're seeing what's on the horizon, and these things is about to get a whole lot heavier, a whole lot more heavier, and we may start to see some things that we never seen before. We're just at that time in biblical history, not just history. We're talking about biblical history, where the world will have to recognize, oh no, something is not right. Something is not right. This is not to knock no one down. Truthfully, we're supposed to be here to pick one another up. And at the same time, if it did get to the point where a brother or sister said this or did that, no matter how hard it is, we're supposed to forgive off the top. We're supposed to forgive. It may be a fight because you will have Hashatan that's going to be always in your ear because he's going to play on you as to what this person did to you. And that person could have known exactly what he was doing. Could have. What was that king that was sacrificing, Israelite king, sacrificing babies to Molech? I forgot his name. But he got went into captivity, had enough time to think about his actions, and he repented. Yes, he did. He completely turned around, and the Most High forgave him. Now, mind you, he killed a lot of babies. He hurt a lot of families. And I know, in our mind, like, bruh, whoo, that would be a one, but we still up under law to forgive. We're under law. And I know when it come to certain things, it will be difficult, especially when Satan is around and he's all in the mix of things. Because he is there trying to manipulate you further and further and further and further until the Most High start to judge you. Now, this person who may have offended you just might gain life because he turned around and repented. He or she turned around and repented. But you may find yourself on the left side of the Most High, heading to destruction. And we don't want that. We do not want that. We came too far. We came too far for that. To dibbling and dabbling in that. Now, and the reason why I say, I'm not going to say it's an uphill battle, but I will say this. We had a lot of opposition put in front of us. We did. Still do. These types of shows that always had something to do with you sitting back like a judge show. And you listening to this man, you may listen to this woman and trying to figure out which one is lying and which one is guilty. We're playing judge. They brought it to our faces to use against us at this time in which we're living in. That's all we've seen in the late 90s up until the mid 2000s. It's always was a judge show. This judge show, that, and then it was these baby mama shows. You're not the father. And it was our people they were making a fool out of. It was our people. But now, all of that stuff, they have been broadcasting out of all those years, came in. Now, here we are. Here we are. Now we got to make some sound decisions. Now, whether we're going to forgive or not forgive, that bubble is still coming together. Either you're gonna recognize the bubble and you're gonna know that this is Hashatan who is trying to push you over the edge away from the Most High. This is where we at. Yeah, you will have some brothers and sisters that's going to say this about you and call you that. They're going to call you everything except for a child of the Most High. They go Oh, he's damned, damned to hell. They're going to say these things. And you may be that one person that just may save their lives. There's a lot of hurt going around. I tell you, there's a lot of hurt going around. But when there's a lot of hurt like that going around, trust and believe there's a judgment that's right, that's, I mean, on the heels of it. On the heels of it. And there are, if the people chooses not to repent, turn around, so that they can continue to enjoy the privilege of breathing. What was that cat name? Rapper. I forgot the rapper name, but he said Negroes don't get the they don't get the point until the lead have left the chamber. That's that stiff-necked thing about Israel. We think we can take on the world until pew pews start ringing out. And please don't let a brother get hit. He's saying the things of I will address that, Sister Monica. All righty. I'll tell you what let me see. How can I do this, sis? All right, you know what? I do it this way. Oh, man, come on. Hold on just for a moment. Get this some. Let me see. Boom. Sis, I just put my email in the chat. And so you email me that way. And if you need to speak with me, then I'll give you my phone number. But you will have to call me on WhatsApp. Uh, because the other part is it's too expensive and it eats up a whole lot of data. Yes, it eats up a lot of data. That's why a lot of majority of our brothers here that does business, especially if it's out of the country or we're out of the country. They use WhatsApp. Yes. So I mean, um, brothers, I'll be the first one to tell you. I mean, we're gonna have to forgive. I mean, it's going to be in our best interest. And I do understand. I mean, I do understand um, a lot of brothers and sisters' circumstances. I mean, you can forgive. You can forgive, but sometimes that forgiveness needs to be done at a distance because of the magnitude of hurt. It needs to be done at a distance. That the person who got offended probably just don't need to see your face at that time. The face, I mean, because in their mind, and I'm just telling you for what I have spoken with people who went through some traumatic experiences. They said that's the reason why, majority of I seen them, it was more so on the alcoholic side. They're trying to get that visual out their head. So now, mind you, there's a measure of understanding I do have. And if somebody don't need to see your face, they already got an issue inside their mind that they're trying to get out. Because if they come in and they're recovering alcoholics, because they're trying to find or get it out of their head what happened to them. Because it keep playing over and over and over and over and over. That's why you may see a lot of brothers and sisters on alcohol and drugs and things. They're trying to get something out of their head. They go to let's just call it a post-traumatic stress syndrome. And I know a lot of you brothers know exactly what I'm talking about. If you fought in a war or something, you've seen some things, you know for a fact a human being should not be laying their eyes upon, because once your eyes see it, it is seared into your mind. You can go blind the next day. You can never go blind in your mind. Not long as you're living. Not long as you are living. You will never go blind in your mind. That mind can be worse than your eyes. And to try to play, get those things out your head, there's a lot of prayer. There's a lot of help that some of our brothers and sisters are going to need. And truthfully, I mean, we all pretty much got a little bit of that post-traumatic stress syndrome in all of Israel. In all of Israel. We are the ones, whether you recognize this or not, we're the ones who set an example for the world right now, right as we speak. Right as we speak, we set an example for the world. We are. Everything that we have suffered through, we're the example. When it comes down to sickness, we're the one. Doing things that the world will not think about doing, we're the one. The most disciplined people, we're the one. The most hated. It seems like everything about us that's a negative, we're the example. We are the example to the world. But that example to them is this what they're seeing. Because they could say, you know what, oh, I'm so thankful to be not black. Okay? And we give them that. We give them that. But in order for them to appreciate what we went through, they got to go through it too. They got to go through it. They got to go through it. Shalom, Sister Kim. Yeah, they got to go through it. No, I don't care what they're talking about or how they feeling or what their education level may be. They're going to go through what we went through, but it's going to be a whole lot more worse for them. This is the reason why I say we need to forgive. And we know the judgment of the world. We know that. We know what the Most High said. We don't lose no sleep over that. We don't lose sleep over what in the book of Revelation where it talks about those that put you in captivity shall go into captivity. The Most High is not no lie. He's not a liar. Now, we talking about Hashatan? Nah, that's a different story. He's the father of the lie, of many, many lies, that tells lies on top of the lies to make up for that lie. That's his get up. So regardless of what these brothers and sisters do at QTUA, when it's all over said and done, I am under law to forgive them off the top. Because I know for a fact, I did not offend not one of those brothers or sisters. No, I didn't. But I do know when it's all over said and done, they say, hey, brother, I'm sorry, so and so. Only thing I can do is say, brother, hey, you're forgiven. Let's move on. That's the furthest that I can go. I mean, that's me. That's how I got to go, rather. You're not going to keep living and think you will hold on to some hate. No, it's not. Because the Most High, and like a lot of you brothers and sisters already know, there's a position that He brought us into. Brought, birth, you can call it brought, birth us into a nation of people. And we just realizing who we are. Now we understanding who we are. We taking that understanding and we moving forward with that understanding. That's what we're doing. And it is, it is it is a privilege. It is a privilege to have to be of that bloodline. It is. But there's no guarantee that you'll be in the Most High's favor. We must continue to put up a fight, and there's a lot of things that we have to fight against. A lot. We're just getting off the ground, and when I say getting off the ground, I mean we are getting off the ground. Not so much in droves on the continent. I would say that. Um, Christendom still has its claws in our brothers and sisters. They do. And in Islam too. They do. Um, the only thing that we have to, I mean, it's going to take the Most High on that one. It is. It's going to take the Most High. And like I said, something is about to happen with all of these churches that's claiming 501c. And this election, I think, is for what is it? The 3rd of November, the 2nd of November for the election. I think it's the 3rd. It's always on. Only reason I say the 3rd because I noticed that usually on my birthday, that's when they have the election. And so I could be wrong, but I do know now they really gearing themselves up for this. And this is my encouragement to you, brothers. We all know that something is going to go down with that. There's going to be some hurt people on both sides. Whether who wins, it's going to be something that's going to get started, regardless. Regardless. And it's involving you Negroes. They're not putting it out there point blank. But when you start to look at things, all right, we know what you're doing. We know what you got going on. And this is what they're doing. Brothers, that is their fight. It's their fight. This is one time we have to put aside disagreements and things of that nature for the greater good. For the greater good. Now, you may have an individual that's not worried about the greater good. All right, those type of individuals, you keep it moving. You do that brand new dance they call the walk, and you keep them moving. If they do not, see the need for the greater good, yeah, you do. Oh man, walk. You may have to run from that particular individual because this is a life-saving issue, individually speaking. And you want to have those individuals that got that stiff neck. I mean, that neck is so stiff. I mean, you can take a baseball bat and it ain't, it'll break the, it'll break the back. Our people offended the Most High so much. It wasn't even, it's not even, it never was funny. But there was one time I was reading in the scripture, it was concerning the days of Noah. And it was the Most High's feelings. And he said, he felt hurt to his heart that he had created man. I just really want y'all to let that soak in. He felt hurt to his heart that he created man because all of their thoughts was evil, bad all the time. He had these unfaithful angels doing things. He felt hurt at his heart. My little measure of hurt was with QTUA. But when the Most High talk about his hurt, that's monumental. And it was by his grace that he recognized Noah. To this point, how all of us are here to this day is due to him and his family. He found some good out of 8 souls. That's what he did. This is the reason why I say it's a privilege to be breathing. Because truthfully, the Most High don't need us. He does not need not one of us. He does not. Israel, he gave his only begotten son, Yahushua HaMashiach, to bring back his people. Did he have to do that? No. But he chose to. He chose to. And I know we can go and read about the actions of our forefathers. We ain't got to go back and read it. All we got to do is look in the streets. Brothers killing brothers in the street. Sisters out there doing whatever. We don't necessarily have to read the Bible to see how bad our people were. We live in them. And there's nothing new up under the sun. What the brothers and sisters do in the United States, these brothers here, they do the same thing. They just speak a different language. That's it. Speak a different language. But the actions are the same. We're at that time of judgment, brothers. If you do not want to fall up under that judgment, we got to make sure of all things. That's one thing we have to do. We must do. You're a family man. You got kids, wife. That's upon that first and foremost is gonna be for the husband. No, it ain't gonna be your wife. The Most High is not gonna come to her, or at least not in the beginning. He's going to come to you, that man of the house. What have you been doing? We got to do the best to keep our families in check. We do. Against a system that you're trying to raise your teenage kids in. The technology world, all the stuff that's on TV now, things out there that is meant to mislead them. It's meant to mislead them. Let me tell you, and we feeding right into it. I was looking at a clip of the Fresh Prince, the new one or whatever. I'm like, wait a minute, they got a little drama in this. I said, okay, I got a little drama, okay. Next thing you know, they start cursing one another out and everything. I'm like, what? Good night. Have I stepped into the show of power? They took power, empire, and came up with the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I'm telling you, they're drawing us in for a major explosion. And a lot of our brothers and sisters, we falling for it. Well, let me take that back. There's some individuals that we could be falling for this in things. They know if you want to get a very good drama movie show, Israel can do it. Israel can do it. They can do it. History has shown it. History has shown it. I mean, you may have there's plenty of songs out here that white people did. Let a person of color come back and do that song. What do they do to that song? They put feeling into it. There's a lot of hurt that comes out of these songs that our brothers and sisters sing about, and it goes platinum, gold, or whatever the situation may be. And then, what was that song? Whitney Houston. There was one song she made. I think that Dolly Parton, she made the song first. Whitney came out and sung that song. Poof, blew out the box. Blew her out the box. But then it comes right back to a prophecy. What the Most High said. I will never totally abandon my people Israel. If you think I'm joking, look at the scripture. That's what he said about his people. He was not going to abandon his people. He said, as long as the sun, the moon, and the stars shine in the heaven, never will I do away with my people Israel. I will always love you. That's the name of the song. And she blew that song up. Now, you can take songs that brothers and sisters made, right? I'm gonna give you a good example. Bobby Brown, he did My Prerogative, and what's that girl's name? White girl. She came back and did My Prerogative. I was trying to wonder, was she drunk when she did that? I was like, no, I mean, that was nothing. I mean, people, when it first came out, they was talking about it so bad, it didn't make no sense until one guy, and he came in and he remixed it with Bobby Brown, the original, and then with her. And so he did a remix, and he made it sound good. He made it pleasing to the ears. You have seen a lot of people. You never. Oh yeah. What's that girl's name? Hold on. Britney Spears. That's her name. Britney Spears. She came back and did a remake of My Prerogative. So you go listen to it, you're like, oh no, yeah. And when we as when we say this, if you want to try to remake, and we say this to our own brothers and sisters, if you want to remake somebody's song, a brother or sister, you better come correct. You best come correct, because the brothers they gonna come at you, and if you don't come correct, man, they're gonna talk about you so bad you wish that you never sung the song from the get-go. I'm serious. But this all falls back to the love of the Most High for his people. It all falls back to the love that he has for his people. We could talk about singing, we could talk about acting, everything. His people strive to give their best. Sidney Poitier, just James Earl Jones, um, you know, um, Frankie Beverly. Come on now. And when these brothers um, started to fall away and sleep in death, you didn't have to know them personally to feel some type of hurt. You felt a measure of hurt. My mother woke up every morning, especially on Saturday, um, playing maze. It's when we lived in the projects. She was playing. Oh, she loved maze. Yes, she did. And at this time in the '80s, Luther Vandross, Bad Boy having a party. Oh, those two albums. And I'm talking about vinyl. And we still had the 8 track, but I ain't too much careful. You had to know how to do the trick. So when the song click over, it may click over to another song. You had to hear it click so it can keep on playing. You got to be old school to understand that one. But when the Most High says what He's going to do for His people, a lot of some of the things are being done right as we speak. You got brothers that's searching scriptures out to make sure that they have a better understanding about the scripture. They doing their due diligence to keep our brothers and sisters on the right track, to keep them encouraged, hey, we can move together. And you have those that's going to give their all to make sure that if a brother or sister falls short over here, we got somebody over here to help you out over here. We got somebody that can come over here and do this. We need to get a lot more brothers to take the lead in that. I know where we coming from. They had um, put women on a pedestal as a man, and it do seem or appear to be a battle that could be more of a frustrated situation. Well, a lot of brothers may feel, ain't nobody finna go through that. Brothers don't like stress. I'll be the first one to tell you that. We don't. We trying to, we just trying to live with a measure of peace. But the world do not want that. They know for a fact, hey, in order for you to keep the black woman upset at a black man, keep him unemployed. Keep him unemployed. Because if we keep him unemployed, we will get this woman frustrated. And then if he stay unemployed, we will eventually get him stressed. Then he gets stressed, what do you want to do? Hey, let me go to the bar just to relax my mind. When I say they got this stuff laid out, brothers and sisters, this stuff has been laid out, and we have history to prove what they put in place, what our brothers went into. And now, don't granted now, this is what this world set us up to go down that road. They set us up to go down that road. And for the ones who didn't know, and truthfully, it's going to be a lot of brothers that went down that road. A lot of brothers went down that road. They did. Some on that road right now. Some on that road right now. But I know, I do know I can come off hard on the brothers because I do know that the Most High said to search for a man is going to be like searching for gold. And I hope that's not what I'm thinking, that a lot of men are going to be losing their lives during this time at the end. I hope that's not the meaning or understanding that I have. That's one thing I'm just hoping that's not the case. But the Most High He put Adam in that garden all by himself until he recognized he need a mate. And with that, we all know he took that rib out of Adam and he formed Eve. Brothers, that woman is of you. We're one. We are one. We have a battle, brothers. And I know I keep going back on them because it's been probing through my mind. Why? I don't know. But it's probing. And we have to really give attention to our stance and how we are standing to take the lead. No, it's not the sister that's supposed to be open up with prayer when you have your husband there from a scriptural standpoint. And so, and at the same time, there's a lot of Western effects that we wear. Although we know we are an awakening Hebrew, we still have a little Babylon on us. We still have a little teachings of Babylon on us and within us. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we do. I don't care, man. Please, we have it. Yes, we do. And that's something that we have to work on individually with. We're at that judgment hour. We're here. We're here. We're here with that. I never seen so many dumb distractions in my life. It won't. I don't know why that. I mean, I will look into that, Sister Teresa. I'm gonna look into that. I thought I went in and opened it up. Um, maybe I must be doing something wrong. I would talk to Brother Eric. I give Brother Eric a call, and I know he know about this more so than I do. But I'll most definitely look into that. But we are at the threshold now. We're at the threshold, and there's some things that we have to work on individually. So be it. Let us work on them, and things of that nature. We we're at that time. But in closing, brothers and sisters, I do like to thank you, brothers, for the donation you all been giving, and trust and believe. I already, I'm a firm believer in of working. Sitting around lollygagging, it's like against my religion. I think you can never go crazy sitting around and not doing nothing. It's like an idle mind. That what they say. Idle mind is like a devil's workshop. I tell you, I never swept so much in my life. Just stepping out, gotta find something to do. I'm up here sweeping up the neighbor's front porch, walking on their porch and cleaning up their porch and everything. Oh my goodness, what is you talking about? I was out here doing some everything, picking up small pieces of paper. But hey, it kept me sane. Uh, Sister Kim, yes, it is. Do you have it? Well, you know what? Let me do it this way. Um, you know, I hate when I be typing, man, and I don't even be in the typing box. All right, I just put it in, Sister Kim. And so, like I was saying, brothers, I'm in the process of getting the hydroponics. At least right now, I'm looking at 1 to 2, and one to two tower hydroponics. Because I mean, I have a garden that eventually I'm going to take pictures of it. I went in and cleaned everything out and everything, and I'm planting stuff. And everything is starting to grow. I have a concept and things of that nature. All right, thanks a lot, Sister Kim. And so, no, I'm not trying. My mission with QTWA was to come here and to get Rooted in Hebrew up and running. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. Um, they got down the way they got down. I'm not stopping. With these two, so I'm waiting on this guy to get back in contact with me. I got to talk to Brother Max and see where do they get theirs from, because I hate to order from China only for it to get here, and then you know that's a tax you have to pay when things get shipped in from China to here. There's a tax you have to pay. And so if I can find a store that sells it, yes, trust and believe. Now I hope to have this, if not this week, sometime next week. I'm not playing with this. I'm not playing with this at all. Whatever tools I need to get, I get them in pieces and things. You know, one here, one there, and keep it moving. I'm talking with other brothers, and they said, "Man, if you want to come out here and learn this a little bit more, come on." They do hydroponics, but they out of there. I ain't gonna say the majority of them. Some of them, well, a lot of them, I do know are in Nigeria. I do know in Nigeria, but just here locally, very few brothers and sisters know about hydroponics and things that to grow. Matter of fact, I went out to this village. I'm gonna upload the video too, but I tell you, I don't think I did a good job. I'm gonna go back out there and I'm gonna literally go out and you just see how these brothers and sisters have their fields uh, lined up, separated, and from a distance you would think they put a puzzle together. They have it looking so neat, and also where their garden is at, I call it a pond, but it's not no small pond. This is very large, and it travels down, up and down the neighborhood. So, but one thing I did notice, the sisters were the one that was gathering water. So they walk over, get water, and walk back over to their particular spot where they're growing whatever, and that's how they water it. Brothers, I ain't gonna say all. But if they had the access to a pump to pump that water to where they need it, not saying, I mean, I'm trying to take work away from my brothers and sisters. No, I'm not trying to take work away. But I am trying to encourage our brothers and sisters not to work real hard, but smart. Work smart, not hard. Because, hey, how many of you brothers and sisters was raised with the father in the house, and that's all he did was work hard? He may come home, top of his back was hurting. This was hurting, that was hurting. And it's your father was the first one to leave us. I know we know about that. The brothers and sisters they're in the same predicament, or even worse. Matter of fact, I seen one sister. I know that sister had to be in her. She had to be in her 70s, crushing rocks with a sledgehammer. A sledgehammer crushing rocks, and there was a whole lot of brothers and sisters out there crushing rocks just to get a few dollars to put in their pocket. All that dust is flying around. Mm-mm. The Most High he's about to bring relief to his people. We all are used to hard work, and we have to do more to get what we need, what we're trying to get. We have to work harder to get what we get, work harder to keep what we got. Everything had harder in it. Everything about us had harder included in it. You maybe can sing, but you have to sing a lot harder to get noticed. This is where we at, brothers and sisters. I wanted to hear me. All right, there you go. The screen froze for a moment. So, I mean, brothers, in closing, that's what I'm working on right now. Is the those two towers, getting that getting that and getting it in place, and start doing videos on that, showing how things are progressing and things of that nature, and just move forward and going further, and then at the same time show you what brothers are working with when it comes to getting land, leasing or buying land to do what you want to do on it. We planning on, we talked about doing a small section of land, and with whatever crops, and just to show a concept on a small scale. When we say land, we talk about like an acre. To show a concept of what we're looking into. Because like I said, I want to get into the vocational school. I want to work with brothers that know how to do motors, and how we can take a motor like the brother did in I think it was Baltimore, who figured out how to make a, how he had a motor running off of water. That's what I'm looking into. That's what I would like to see our brothers and sisters get into, because that right there would help out the energy crisis here. It would help out a great deal. There's a lot of things I know for a fact that once we start putting our heads together, ain't no going back to being deaf, dumb, crippled, or crazy. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. This is a special times in which we're living in now. We are. We want to be offended. Some people going to do some unimaginable things, and some things you may not have seen it coming. It's going to happen. And I tell myself that. It took me a moment. I kid you not. Woo. Yes, it took me a moment. You want to talk about who I was saying so many Negroes. It was not even funny. Negro this, Negro that. But you, it's not nigga, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And it happens. It happens. But when it's all over said and done, we have to fight to forgive. If you go talking about, you go be about those laws. You go fight to forgive. If you talking about farming and there's some laws that goes right along with farming. There's some plants that you do not supposed to mix together. You see people all on YouTube taking apples and oranges, and I don't know. And I tell people, I said, you know what? They seen they had a tree, and they gave off the assumption that it grew both apples and oranges on one tree. The common sense thing that I looked at is somebody take those things up, took a picture of them, make light that these things are growing together. You'd be surprised at what the world will go ahead and do. They at one time they and it's sad. They cracked the egg into some soil, and they took some seeds or whatever, and this thing's supposed to have been growing eggs, and so he takes it off of the thing, crack it, boom, it's opened up its egg, egg yolk rather. Man, mm, brothers, this is a special time, and sisters, this is a special time for us to get into these laws. I mean, and it's going to take time. Oh yeah. So Cynthia, you seen that the egg tree, and they had a little green part on it, like it's coming from the stem and all that. I was like, man, you don't get up out here with that dumb stuff. Oh, and then just like what you said, so lies and deceit. Listen now, but to the untrained person, he will literally believe that. He or she will literally believe, they grew an egg. Mm, yeah. But this is the time in which we live in. They want you to believe everything you see on the media channels, as if some of this stuff cannot be put together or orchestrated. And it kills me on some of them when they're showing us a white Jesus walking on the clouds, and everybody in the background yelling and everything. They turn the cameras and stuff. You don't see nobody. You don't see nobody around there. But then this is what people can do with the media. What they can do with these cameras and things. And my encouragement, brothers and sisters, when they talking about these UFOs and things of that nature. Let me tell you, brothers, something. Pay attention to all the details so that you do not be deceived. Pay attention to all of the details. Freezing on me. Let me see. I don't know. Well, let me just thing unfreeze itself. All right. Well, it seems like I'm having a problem with my internet. But brothers and sisters, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, blue project. Where did it go? Blue beam. Um, just pay attention to all the details. A lot of things maybe it's going to shock the world and things, but we know pretty much why man is doing what they're doing. It is to deceive the majority of people, but more so, Yasharel. That's who this God of this system is out for. He's out for those people. That's who he He's out there. He's not worried about the world. He got the world. He just don't have us. He does not have us. Brothers and sisters, once again, I'd like to thank you, brothers, for the support you've been given and trust and believe. I'm putting things together with the donation that you all are sending. I'm putting things together. I am. You know, I started that today, and that's when I got in. 'Cause I think going forward, I'm gonna try to do to be more on time because truthfully, I was doing things to see how this thing is working, but I want to come up with a time that's going to be more feasible. At 5 o'clock. Oh, sister, let me tell you something. When QTA sent me, I knew exactly what I came out here to do. I knew exactly what I came out here to do. And if we had the means to ship stuff, and then too, truthfully, QTUA was kind of scared on shipping stuff, you know, to which I tell you the truth, this thing keep on freezing up on me. But so I understand QTUA's stance on it because it was kind of fearful of shipping things. So, uh, um, because we've seen some experiences of brothers and sisters with that. So, but I mean, only thing you can do is try and talk with people, make sure that we have an understanding of what's being shipped here. We talk to the local authorities before we even ship anything, make sure that all right, this is the process and things of that nature. So yeah, I think that it would be best if we did it that way and things of that nature, so we don't have no type of misunderstanding and things of that nature. Because they gonna know who you are. They're gonna be loving to see you come. And some people say it's impossible. I seriously doubt that, very seriously. By these brothers and sisters, they're gonna know exactly who you are, and they're gonna look forward for you because they're gonna view you as the same. And especially when it comes to this Exodus, the world will know what's going on. They will know what's going on. And we will have that strength and desire to do what we're supposed to do. That's what we're going to do. And a lot of brothers are putting it in place to make sure that this happens the way we're seeing it.